Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
This is quite fantastic. I've never seen scenes like this at all at London Airport before. But it's pure Beatlemania. Yes, here come the Beatles themselves, waving. The crowd are really going frenziedly mad now. 4 of them are here. First on the steps is Paul McCartney, followed by George, John, Ringo. The Beatles, the beloved Beatles from Merseyside, are back in this country.
It was such an event because our boys from Liverpool had conquered America. No British group had done that before. They were still very innocent, and they're so wide-eyed, and they were loving it.
Keep your head up. I was 17, 18, up in London. I was a model being photographed by top photographers, so I was right at the heart of it all. Everybody then was thinking up new things to do and new ways of being. The Beatles were writing completely new music. Nobody had done music like the Beatles before. It was a youth revolution. And David Frost was right at the front of all of that.
I was writing a column in the Sunday Times, and I met David a few times. He was very charming and very quick-witted and very smooth. And he was incredibly successful as a television presenter. That was the week that was. That made his name. He was a household name because of that.
That was the week that was. Politicians on the way.
Good evening. Good evening.
The young, particularly, were desperate for change. They wanted revolution, they wanted something done about the establishment, and so this show caught the mood in an extraordinary way.
I think one of the great excitements was this sense that it was all being made up as they went along. The sets, who was going to say something, who was going to be on next, they just had a kind of hip, we don't care feeling about it.
One news item this week. A peaceful Sunday afternoon, the Salvation Army band.
It was a different kind of television. Very shocking, very surprising, very subversive and naughty.
And now the Queen, smiling radiantly, is swimming for her life.
You were in sharp intake of breath, so it was grittier, and that was kind of exhilarating.
It was electrifying. People have never seen anything like that on television before. And so it got 8 million, 9 million, 10 million, huge audiences.
David had become a big star, but he had a very good ear and eye for where things were going. He knew there was more to be done with television.
After That Was the Week That Was, David wanted to take another step in his career and to be seen as a serious interviewer. And the Beatles were the jewel in the crown at that time. After America, the Beatles really had taken over the world, and David wanted an interview. But George was really young then. He was like 20. And Ringo wasn't one of the songwriters. So it was either be Paul or John. But Paul had the most ease.
David invited Paul for a meal and then suggested coming on his show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul McCartney.
And it was a coup for David to get Paul for his new program, One to One. Everybody wanted a Beatle.
Paul, it's great to have you here. And one thing that I've been wondering is whether, in fact, you ever expected things to be as good for you as in fact they've been?
No, we used to sort of think of things in stages. Still do, I think.
Yeah.
When we first started off,